I just want to show you guys, one thing when we get into groups like this, what's really cool for you guys is you've got other humans you're talking to, and you get to see each other's thought process. So there was a couple of nifty things I saw over here and back there. There were some things I wouldn't even think of to try to do myself, right? And that's kind of cool. So this very first problem, I thought that was my phone. This very first problem, something I saw quite a few people do. Somebody want to tell me what they did? There was something very straightforward that a few people did. They took 78 divided by 3, which kind of makes sense because you have 3 numbers. You want to divide that amongst all 3 of them. But the answer can't just be this, right?
26.
26.
I just did one number up and one number down.
Yeah, because this would mean this. And then you go, okay, if I take that down 1 and take that up 1, they still add to be 78. And that's consecutive numbers. Okay, I like it. So I saw that several places. Thankfully, the problem said do it 3 ways. Right? So you couldn't just stop there. What's another way that somebody tried to do it? I like your way. You want to? What'd you do again?
Just kind of made like a list for the ones place.
Yeah, so she kind of took care of the ones place, like 20s, 20s, 20s. And she saw I gave her 60 something. Stay with me. This is kind of cool. I like this. Sorry.
I made a list 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 3, 4.
Then she was thinking about what could the ones place be. It could be 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4.
Just all the way across. Just keep going over like 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6.
Because what does she need? This is 60 so far, right? 20, 40, 60. So what does she need these 3 numbers to add to be? 18. So isn't that neat? Would anybody have ever thought to do that? Isn't that kind of a neat way to do this? All right. Sorry if you didn't want the attention, but that was a cool thing. Okay. And then, of course, Jeff, being an ultimate math geek, I went around suggesting the 3rd way should be algebraic. Right? And the neat thing about algebra is, I don't know what the first number is, so freaking call it x. And the second number, some of you guys wanted to call it y, but that would suck. You always want to give them names that capture their relationship to each other. And if I use 11, 12, 13, 5, 6, 7, they all have to be 1 apart. So if that's x, the next one has to be x plus 1. And then the next one has to be x plus 2. And then if I add all these 3, I get 3x plus 3. Do you guys see that? And that's supposed to be, what was it, 78? 75 cents cut in thirds is 25 cents. So there's my 25, 26, 27. All right, I love it. Poor algebra gets a bad rap. But that's the power of algebra is I know what the shit to do if I just knew what the numbers were. When algebra says, pretend like these are the numbers. Do what you wanted to do, right? Let's see, number 2 went pretty well. Most of you guys, I mean, they kind of give it away. Is this the one where they give it away? Not really. Guess and test, and they were curious about which way was the best way to do it. Random definitely is not a good way to do this. This one is bullshit. This one's a little bit weird, and I definitely led you guys down the right path, but you have 2 things that must be accomplished. What you want to do with guess and check is all about throwing numbers in. So you have to take what they ask you and convert it into things that numbers have to do, right? So I know that the 2 numbers, and the 2 numbers represent the length and the width. I know they have to do what? To get 198. How do I get the area?
Length times width.
Yeah. So now the 2 numbers to multiply together have to be 198. And then I know 2w plus 2l is the perimeter. So then half of that, let me stop for a minute. Okay. So I'm reformatting the question. which feels like you're cheating sometimes. I can totally take the question they ask you, go, your question sucks. And some of these just directly do kind of suck the way they worded it. But reformat it. Now this is a much more basic question. I want two numbers that add to be 29, multiply by 198. Now that's something I could just throw some guesses at, right? So like 10 and 19 do that one, but they don't do this one. And of course, you guys, I think you got all the answers. What's the answer?
11
Good, because 11 times 18 is 198, and of course 11 plus 19 is 11. So sometimes guess and test requires a little pre-work, right? It wasn't immediately ready for guessing and checking. You had to kind of work it out a little bit. Okay. What about? Yeah, number 3 is the one that I drove one group almost to the point of storming out of here, but, and I'm sorry about that. But I had so many people that were, so I'm not going to try to make excuses for myself. That was just me being stupid for a second. But I had so many people trying and not quite understanding what to be careful about that I just got a little bit confused myself. So what I did, there's one little strategy that I didn't say was one of the top 3, but it is such an important freaking strategy. It solved a simpler problem, right? Would this problem have kicked so much ass if instead of 180 feet wide, Jim, it was 6? My beautiful little satanic triangle. Right? Wouldn't that have been kick ass if that would have been the actual question? What would the answer be then? 3, because the minute you put them on the corners, you can't put any more because they're 6 feet apart already. You can't fit any more in there. Now, does anybody feel like this is either cheating or I don't even know what the right word
It
is?
makes me more confused so well.
I'm sorry. All right. At first it did, but hopefully, no, you're still like, all right, stay with me. So the reason I'm doing that is because I think some of you guys, at least after I pointed this out, it kind of made intuitive sense that the thing to be careful about here is not overcounting or undercounting posts. The ones in the corners you have to be careful about, right? If I extend this out, so this, now look here, there's 2 here, then there's 1 more that I haven't counted yet, and then I've counted both of those. Do you guys understand those numbers in the middle? There's 2 posts along that side. And then there's 1 more post I haven't counted yet along this side. And then how many posts on this side that I haven't counted yet? None. Well, so what if I were to extend this to be 12, 12, 12? What's 12 divided by 6? 2. But how many actual posts would be here? 3. And then here there would be, so there's 3, which is 12 divided by 6 plus 1. There should be 2, and then this would be 1 that I haven't counted yet. Is that, you guys semi with me? And again, this is not the only way to do this problem, right? Okay. So now you're kind of ready. 6 divided by 6 is 1, plus 1 is 2. 12 divided by 6 is 2, plus 1 is 3 total. Maybe. So then when I go back to the big ass triangle, 180 divided by 6 is 30, plus 1. There's 31 along this side. Then there's, not counting this one, of course, there must be 30. And then there must be, not counting this one, there's 29. So it ends up being 30, 30, 30 really, which is 90 total times 8, 720. Okay, maybe. Some of you guys might have gotten there a different way. Okay, I like it. No? All right. You guys okay over there?
I just don't get it still.
What else can I say?
At least not without S's.
Yeah, this is the method, the first method I thought of. Let me think. another way I could do this. Oh, here we go. What time is it, by the way? I think it's almost time. Oh yeah, we're basically. Let me do this, and then we'll finish this up next time. What if I don't count these at all? First. Let me see if this will be better. I don't know. Yeah, what if I do this? Think about down to here. So 180 divided by 6 is 30. So that would be, let me see if you guys can watch. If I do 180 divided by 6 is 30, that means I would go 6 feet, put 1. Go 6 more feet, put 1. Right?
Yeah.
So that would be down to here. So I haven't counted this one yet. And then this one, 180 divided by 6 is 30. That would mean this one, all the way through to this one. That would be 30. And then, I don't know, this is basically almost the same as mine, but now if I do 180 divided by 6, that would be go 6, there's the first one. Go 6, there's the second one. This would be the 30th one. So that's another way to do it without, like leave the first one blank and go 6 feet, put the first post. Put the second post, that's your 30. 6 feet, put the first post. That's your 30. Then that's your 30, that's the last one on that side. I don't know if that helps at all. Maybe? And of course, if you want to really drive yourself insane, you could just draw on posts. All right, that's enough, guys. We'll finish this thing up first thing Tuesday.